Mohammed Yunus, the head of Bangladesh's new caretaker government, has left France for Bangladesh. He's expected to arrive on Thursday. The Nobel Prize winner said he looks forward to helping Bangladesh get out of trouble. He also urged people to use this opportunity to shape a better country. Yunus spoke briefly to reporters before boarding a flight in Paris.
Yes, I'm looking forward to going back home and see what's happening there and how we can organize ourselves to get out of the trouble that we are in. Thank you very much.
When will elections be held, do you know?
Well, I'll go and talk to them. I'm just fresh in this whole area. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Meanwhile, Bangladesh's main opposition party has called for general elections within 3 months. Khaleda Zia, a former prime minister and current opposition leader, addressed a crowd in Dhaka via video conference after her release from house arrest. She vowed to uphold democracy following the protests, which led to the resignation of Sheikh Hasina as prime minister. Amir, Khasru, Mahmud Chowdhury is a standing committee member of Bangladesh's main opposition party, the Bangladesh National Party, or BNP, and I'm very happy to welcome him to the programme now. Welcome to DW, sir. You yourself have just been released from jail. The leader of your party, the former Prime Minister, Khaleda Zia, has now been released from house arrest. Can you tell us whether she will now stand for election again after the transition period?
Well, she is the party chairperson, and she is the most popular leader in Bangladesh. The reason for her going into jail was her popularity, actually. And people always look to her leadership in the past. She won too many elections in the past. As a matter of fact, she's the only leader who won all the seats at the same time, like 5 seats, as opposed to other leaders in Bangladesh. And she is respected for fighting for democratic process in Bangladesh. She fought against the regime of General Ershad, and from starting to the end of the movement, she gave the most front and middle leadership in the country, and so she's known as champion of democracy.
And will she stand for election again, sir?
Well, I mean, whether she will stand for her party, BNP is of course ready to contest the election, and she is the chairperson. Whether she herself will stand or not, it's of course we have to wait and see. Because if her health permits, definitely, as I said, she's the most popular leader in Bangladesh. And that is why she was incarcerated. Okay. That is the fear that they have so much for this leadership, you know.
The students have made very clear that they do not want to replace an established party in power with another established party. They want to initiate a fundamental democratic change in the country. How do you react to that?
I think I'm responding very positively to that. We all want to have a fundamental democratic process in Bangladesh. And that is what we have been missing for the last 15 years. The restoration of democracy, creating a level playing field, and democratic values, the constitutional values, the democratic values are very, very important for a nation to have a proper and acceptable democracy. This is what we all want. At the end of the day, what democracy means is what is representing the people of the country. And it is the peoples are the owners, they are the owner of the country, and so this ownership has to go back to them. That's the whole idea. Once the ownership goes to the citizens, it is up to them to decide which party to vote, who to represent them in the parliament, in the government. So we have to respect their verdict at the end of the day. And I feel that BNP is the most popular party, it has been in the past. And with the free and fair election, and I think we have a fair chance of winning the election.
As you say, it would then be a matter of the people's vote. Of course, it was a student protest movement that brought about this really unprecedented change in Bangladesh. Going forward, what role do you see the students and, of course, their demands playing in the future of Bangladesh?
I think we have great faith in the young generation of the country, and they're the future of the country. And they have played extremely good role bringing down this autocrat, this fascist regime. And with that, with the students' movement, the whole nation joined in, as a matter of fact. People across the board joined in the movement. And the whole idea of this movement is to bring back democratic process, rule of law, human rights in the country, freedom of press, and so the restoration of a constitution which will represent the aspiration of the citizens of the country. Mm-hmm. So I think going forward, we all will try to do that and would like to expect to fulfill the expectation of the citizens of Bangladesh. And that can only be done through free and fair election. There is no other way of doing it. I mean, everybody has their own opinion, and we respect everybody's opinion. But at the end of the day, the ownership goes to the people of Bangladesh. They will decide who should represent them in the parliament and the government. And that is the way to go forward in a democratic process.
I understand. The students called for justice for all the protesters that have been killed, the arbitrary arrests by police in recent weeks. You, as we mentioned, have been detained more than once. How should security forces that have been responsible for all of this be dealt with? Well,
obviously there should be fair trial for all this killing and abductions, killing and death under custody. And Bangladesh never experienced so many deaths in such a short period of time. And so they have the bloods in their hand, and accordingly they have to face the music and they have to face the trial. This is the expectation and demand of the people of Bangladesh. These killers regime, including Sheikh Hasina and her government, and her aides who have committed this crime, has to be brought before the law.
Amir, Khasru, Mahmud Chowdhury from the Bangladesh National Party, the BNP. Thank you so much for your time, sir, and for speaking to us here on DW.